Hi, I'm Sandie Docker. I'm the author of The Banksia Bay Beach Shack and 2 other works of contemporary women's fiction, and I've done several courses at the Australian Writers Centre. When I decided to take some courses at the Australian Writers Centre, I was a stay-at-home mum doing some casual work as a swimming teacher, and I had 2 completed manuscripts under my belt. Did I ever imagine when I first started writing that I would be a published author one day? Of course I imagined it. I think anyone chasing the publishing dream imagines what it must be like to see your book on the shelf. Imagining it and believing in it are 2 very different things, however. I discovered the Australian Writers Centre through mutual writing friends, and I decided to take a course because I was getting some nearly yeses through the querying process but wasn't getting over the line, and I thought there must be something missing from either my writing or my approach, and that's when I decided to do some courses. And I started with learning about social media and writers, and then I went on to do a creative writing course and also courses about publishing. What I found the most useful from the courses, apart from little things that you learn about craft or about the industry, was all of the background knowledge that you learn and the contacts that you make. So learning how the publishing industry works, what they want, what makes a good story, those sorts of bigger picture ideas. And the other thing that I found really useful was finding the confidence to actually put my work out there and the determination to never give up. I feel that the courses that I've done at the Australian Writers Centre have definitely helped me with my writing. I write pretty much every day now. I'm nearly full-time with my writing, a little bit of casual work on the side to make ends meet. And with 4 books contracted with Penguin and an international book as well out, it is pretty much my full-time job, which is fantastic. I love being surrounded by the writing world. I am primarily a mum, and so my writing tends to fit in around school hours and then some very, very late nights when a deadline is due. I feel like when I did the courses at the Australian Writers Centre, I learnt a lot, not just about the craft and the industry, but also things that would help me now as a published author. How to approach a plot hole, for example, what the expectations are of a major publisher like Penguin, and I've used little bits of those courses, I think, every day in my life since being published. My process in writing has definitely changed since becoming a published author. When I wrote The Kookaburra Creek Cafe and The Cottage at Rosella Cove, I had all the time in the world to faff around, change this, not write for a few months, write some more, come back to it. When I finally got published with Penguin, I had to change that process quite dramatically. From signing my 2nd contract with them, I had 5 months to deliver my next manuscript. So I have tried very hard to become more disciplined. I'm not sure how well I'm doing with that at the moment. When I first heard that I was going to be published by Penguin, there were lots of tears, lots and lots of tears. It had been a long time coming. And I think the overwhelming feeling at the time was actually relief, that I hadn't been wasting my time or my husband's faith in me. And then there's the anticipation of seeing your book on the shelf. And then when it hits the shelf, the feeling is of fear and worry about how it's going to be received. And I still have that fear now each time a new book comes out. I would definitely recommend doing a course through the Australian Writers Centre to any of my writing friends. And that way you'll get the most out of the wonderful tutors that they have and the expertise that they can lend you. Absolutely, I'd recommend doing a course at the Australian Writers Centre.